definitely most stubborn about asking for help, 'cause I don't want it.
In kindergarten, I started actively stop caring about what other people think because I had to move on with my life, because otherwise it was just going to be one kid after the next that I have to get through and get their approval or just have them like me. I feel like that definitely separates me from the average person. But then at the same time, I overcompensate with relationships that are meaningful. I like really care about like what my family thinks, what my friends think. Like, care too much, Ned. But in general, don't really care what people think. I was born in South Korea, adopted when I was 6 months old, grew up in Toledo, Ohio for 20 plus years of my life. It was totally normal to just be singled out every day of my life, to walk down the street and like kids' eyes would just be like, what? What is that? And so my normal is actually being outside of other people's boxes, not being comfortable. I'm like very comfortable being uncomfortable, which is kind of funny to say out loud. I was a part of a closed adoption, so I get no family history, no genetic history. I have no idea about like where I came from, like what kind of like family do I come from, what is built into my genetics. Essentially, this is a Michael Crichton quote, but I'm like a leaf that didn't know that it was a part of a tree. You hear what the kids say when you're in kindergarten, and you just learn to just not care, which is the way that I have lived my life, just so mind over body, mind over matter. About training and cycling in general is that I have to learn about my feelings or my RPE, rated perceived effort. And that's like the most important metric of becoming an athlete and a really elite paracyclist. Cycling has flipped my whole perspective. Before I was mind over matter, mind over body. Now it's like, all right, body's gotta have a say in here, otherwise it's not balanced. But it will be an ongoing journey.
Oh yeah. Are you hungry?
I'm starving.
Yeah, me too. Let's go. All right, so I think it's.
So my name's Katie Walker, and I was born in Taiwan, Taipei, Taiwan. And I was adopted when I was 2.5 and grew up in Ohio. I met Jersey at the gym. She's like, I'm missing my arm. I was like, so am I. We discovered that we had a lot of similarities in training for cycling. We met in about March or April in 2019. And I had just started cycling in January 2019, so it was fairly new.
was always like, Josie, you have to get a prosthetic and nobody else has one. So that just made me feel even more outside the box. So this is now 2017. I do the thing everybody else is doing. I go get a job, we get health insurance, then I go to see a prosthesis, and I'm like, all right, I want to get a hand. It turned out my health insurance denied me from getting a myoelectric prosthetic, and in their words, it was, seems like you've been doing fine without it. You don't really need it. That's kind of what I thought too, so that's the attitude I had until I met Katie. And it wasn't until, I would say, a first couple of times of us hanging out where I started thinking about me having one, because I could literally see her with hers and like, she can do it, I can do it. She makes it look so easy.
So you hear about Mid-South?
Mid-South?
Yeah, so they're not doing it, they're doing it virtually?
So I showed up to my first track meet, which I would say is a little bit more intense than, say, like a road race. And so everybody's like hyper focused on the racing. And then I see this one guy, one leg, just cruising around, smiling and having a good time. And that was Leo Rogers.
So I've been a mechanic pretty much all my life just because my dad has been a helicopter mechanic and I just kind of sprouted off him. So, you know, after my accident, I was like, dang, what if I can like still shoot for it? So like, I just did it. Like, let's just try it. I went to school in Orlando and just went to school to be a motorcycle mechanic and got certified in Suzuki and Yamaha and just kind of overcame my fears of just, you know, what I went through with my accident and stuff like that. Just being a bicycle mechanic, dang, this is kind of the same thing of what I enjoy doing. Like, it's just not the motor now, I'm the motor.
I'm definitely most stubborn about asking for help because I don't want it. Probably because in the beginning, people didn't know how to help me. And I got a lot of positive reinforcement for helping myself. So I feel like when I ask for help, it means that I'm no longer independent, I'm now depending on somebody else to get somewhere. And again, cycling is changing my perspective a whole 180 that I can't do this alone. It's gonna take forever if I do it alone, and I just might not get there. So I'm asking for help. I definitely think that the other side of the coin of me being independent means that I lose some friendships and I lose relationships where it's dependent on being dependent, and it's a two-way road. It's a lot harder to disconnect from somebody than it is to connect with them. And I feel like now that I say it out loud, I realize that's totally an adopted thing. Like, we have to go through so much legal work to legally disconnect you from the people that made you. Maybe that's where my independence and that feeling comes from. I don't know. I can only say these things so confidently because now I know what it is to be comfortable with myself and to be comfortable in a relationship and to be comfortable with a group of friends and to be comfortable in a giant community, and it feels weird.
All right, let's go, Josie.
Let's go. Josie out there, Josie doing things differently. But now with cycling, it's like, no, come with us, do the route that we're doing, come, like, get in our draft, let us help you, let us pull for you, let us break the wind for you, because we know that you will make it further in life if we work together. Because when you do that consciously and actively, it seeps into your subconscious and you take that perspective with you in whatever else you do off the bike.